So an individual by the name of Keith Johnson is named as representing a civil case or a tort class action lawsuit representing a large amount of people that are attempting to sue Elon Musk for over $250 billion. Now, Elon is not the only defendant, as following the deep pockets policy, as I'm sure this man's lawyer advised him to do, they are also naming Tesla and SpaceX in this lawsuit. Now, this story was broke early this morning by the New York Post, and we're going to go ahead and take a quick look at that article so both you and I can get a better idea of what's going on. Now, also in this lawsuit, on top of the monetary reparations for all of these losses incurred by degen gamblers in the crypto space, they also want to enforce a new law or a new ban stating that Elon, along with his companies, can no longer openly support Dogecoin in any manner. So let's go ahead and dive into this and take a look at this post that was just issued. So Elon Musk sued for $250 billion over Dogecoin, quote, pyramid scheme. So let's go ahead and get into this. Elon Musk was hit with a $258 billion lawsuit that alleges the tech mogul and his high-profile companies, Tesla and SpaceX, as we know, are, quote, engaged in a crypto pyramid scheme by the way of Dogecoin cryptocurrency. Now, a while back, little over a year ago, the price of Dogecoin was 0.002, and unfortunately, I was the one that sold around 450,000 Dogecoin at this price for a profit of around $1,000, something that would be worth a lot more if I had sold post-pump around 70 cents. Of course, we all have plays that we regret. However, in federal court papers filed in Lower Manhattan, the plaintiff, Keith Johnson, names Elon as well as his electric car company Tesla and the space tourism firm SpaceX. Keith Johnson, a U.S. citizen, wants $86 billion in damages plus tripled damages of $172 billion on top of that $86 billion for losses incurred for trading Dogecoin since 2019. Now, this is really strange because if you had got into Dogecoin back in 2019, you would be up massively. You'd be wildly profitable. So really, this doesn't so much sound like someone who bought the bottom of Dogecoin and then held it and then incurred these losses, because there wouldn't be any losses. If you bought back in 2019 and sold right now, you would still be wildly profitable in Dogecoin. So this sounds like someone that bought at the top on a degen gamble move and, well, rode it all the way to the bottom. Now, that's why this is a decentralized currency, and usually a lawsuit like this would not go through because it is known widely as just that. It is a decentralized, what is known as a shitcoin or an altcoin. Back in 2019, of course, Dogecoin is not as widely represented as a shitcoin, quote unquote, these days because of its market cap, because of its trading volume daily. But back then, it was like Shiba. It was widely unknown, and the large majority of traders just simply disregarded it. The lawsuit also demands that Musk, Tesla, and SpaceX cease promoting Dogecoin in any manner. Now, we know we've seen Elon individually by himself say that it's inevitable almost. He kind of hinted that the least likely scenario, which at the time everybody had the consensus that the least likely scenario is that Dogecoin would grow massively, and of course it did, and a lot of people are blaming Elon for that pump. Of course, a lot of people are happy about that because they did, as this states, they got into Dogecoin in 2019, 2020, even the beginning of 2021 would still have been extremely profitable for those early investors. It says on Thursday, one Dogecoin was just north of 6 cents, well off its all-time high of 74 cents in May of 2021. And if you weren't around for that, in the beginning of 2021, it was still under a penny. So that pump between January and May of 2021, you saw people getting thousands of % in returns on Dogecoin a lot, which was inherited or rode piggyback off of Elon's quotes. Now, I'm not entirely sure why they're naming SpaceX and Tesla in this, as outside of being just going after the deepest pockets, which these companies would have their own liability that would force Elon to pull from their reserves and not his personal income or his personal net worth. It seems kind of strange that they want to go after Elon, but then they're attacking these companies. Of course, I've never seen a Tesla or SpaceX banner that is outright promoting Dogecoin. I've only seen some comments and tweets, maybe even jokingly memeing or trolling people on Dogecoin. If people didn't do their own research and realize that there wasn't a large utility for Dogecoin, I personally feel that that should still be on their shoulders, not someone that simply tweeted about the possibility of an outcome. And that's just my personal take. But I want to know your take, so definitely leave a comment down below. And while you're down there, you might as well do that free investment of smashing the like button, hitting subscribe, and turning on the notification bell so you always catch this content as it is brand new and breaking. It continues here by saying, Dogecoin is not a currency, stock, or security. Correct, it's not. It is a decentralized, degenerate gambling play. Something that people should know when they're buying into it. It's not backed by gold, other precious metal, or anything at all. You can't eat it, grow it, or wear it, according to the court filing. Yeah, no, you can, and that is something that you shouldn't have to go through a lawsuit to understand. A digital currency is just that. It is a digital currency that hopefully can build a use case and utility enough that people want to buy into it. If people are buying into it without doing their own research, without understanding that there was no current utility, there was no current use case, and if you dig through the code on Tesla's website, this isn't extremely public, but if you dig through their code, you can see that there is an implementation to where one could possibly in the future, if it's made public, purchase a Tesla using Dogecoin. But of course this wasn't public information, and you literally have to dig through the back-end code on Tesla's website to even find out about that. So this sentence, according to the court filing, to me is like an obvious. It is a, well, of course, it is a digital currency and not something that is backed by a dollar. You definitely can't eat it. It just sounds kind of strange the way they worded that. The lawsuit continues by saying it doesn't pay an interest or a dividend. Again, that's obvious. There's only a few currencies out there that do yield interest, and very few, if any at all, that give literal dividends in the sense of what we think when we think of traditional stock or commodity dividends. It just doesn't happen. It also goes on to say it's not secured by a government or private entity, which to me says when you buy into something, you're kind of signing this virtual contract that says, yes, I understand, and actually the reason I'm buying cryptocurrency is the fact that it is decentralized and not controlled by a central government or private entity. It goes on to say it's simply a fraud whereby greater fools are deceived into buying the coin at a higher price. It's kind of strange wording there that you would literally say the people that are buying this are greater fools when you yourself literally bought the top and wrote it to the bottom. Musk, the world's richest person, whose net worth was valued by Forbes at $203 billion, has not yet responded to the lawsuit. Earlier this year, Musk revealed that Tesla had begun accepting Dogecoin for transactions in its online store. Now, this was very limited. This was for things like his cyber whistle. This was not all out. You could not go and just straight up purchase or reserve a Cybertruck with one of these. It was just kind of the novel little small trinkets and items that he was offering. They released their own Tesla liquor, a Tesla cyber whistle, among a few other little gadgets that they produced. So it goes on to say here, the announcement sent the value of Dogecoin surging. Tesla also spent $1.5 billion on Bitcoin in February of 2021, a move the electric car maker said would provide more flexibility to further diversify and maximize returns on our cash. At the time of the disclosure, the price of Bitcoin was hovering in the $30,000 to $40,000 range, meaning that they currently have lost between 30 and 50% of the value they had stored in Bitcoin. Musk this week did break his silence on the recent collapse in digital asset prices and responded to a meme revealing the next sector of the economy he expects to plunge. So, of course, this story is just now developing, and as it gets further and further down the line, we will continue to cover it, and anytime anything new is released, we will try and be one of the very first to release that information to you. So remember, show some love, subscribe, and turn that notification bell on, and we will see you on the next video. But until then, remember, stay profitable, don't let FOMO bite you in the ass, because it certainly will try, especially in this bear market, and as always, keep hustling.